Hey everybody, Brenda here. Hope you all are having a good day. A little cloudy here. So today I am here to do a little project. And first what I'm going to do is show you how to turn this little coin envelope, or whatever you might call it, into this. Excuse me just a second. What, honey?
Papa just messed up my hair.
Okay, I'll be right out shortly, okay? Sorry about that. Evidently, Papa's being mean to little Elora. Not really, I'm just kidding. So anyway, we are going to turn this little envelope into this little project to go. I've got a pocket here, and this flips open, and I put some writing space here, but you could put some, little writing tablet, whatever you would like. And I have a little pocket over here, and this is what we'll be making today. Now, this was inspired by Angela Thoma, who was in turn inspired by Rachel at Roxy Creations. So this is all I had that came close to a coin envelope. So this is what I'm using. I had these, but these were a little too big. So I decided to use one of my window little envelopes here. So the first thing we are going to do is take our envelope, and you can use any size, of course, but just do your measuring and stuff for what size you need, for what envelope you're using. So the first thing we are going to do is, I guess I do need to do this just a little. I'm just going to cut down the side just a snidbit on either side. And you can decide if you want to fold this inside or outside. It doesn't matter because it will be covered. And I'm just putting this down just a little bit so that whatever we want to put in to the envelope will have some space. And I am going to ink this fold right here so we'll be able to see it. Okay, so we want a little space to put things in and out of our envelope. And I am just going to glue that. I opted to put it on the outside, so I'm going to glue that right down with my Eileen's tacky glue. And get that right down like so. And if there's any sticking out on the side, I am just going to trim that right off. Not too bad on that side. Okay, so that's the first thing I did was fold this down a little bit so we had some room to go in and out of the pocket. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it onto the back side here. And I again am going to fold the flap down and distress it so I can see where it is. Okay, so we are going to take our sheet of paper, and I am using a one-sided sheet of regular decorator paper. So if you have cardstock, you could use it, but I wanted to show you that you can, if you don't have cardstock decorator paper, you can use one-sided plain paper. So I am going to see which way this goes. I think the words are going this way. I am going to lay this down, line it up where it needs to go, and I am going to cut it off at the bottom. Actually, I'm going to put a little mark at the bottom, and then I am going to cut from the mark right straight across. So put your paper in sideways like this, get to your mark, line it up, and cut right straight across your paper. So we have 12-inch length of paper. Now what I'm going to do is glue the back side of my envelope, or front side, however you want to put it. So, and I'm just gluing from this line down. So I'm gluing all along here. And across my little window, because I'm not going to use my window. Okay, and I am going to line this up right where I glued, and don't go over your fold line, just go right below it. Okay, now we are going to take this sheet here, turn it at an angle here, and we are going to fold it back on itself right up to the side of the envelope. Get as close to it without going over as you can, like so. Turn it back, and again we are going to fold it back on itself, again using the side of the envelope for guidance. Go all the way as close as you can without going over. Okay, so what we did was we folded it over this way, then we turned it around and folded it over this way, and now I am going to cut. Now if you have double-sided paper, what you could do is fold back again and make that a tuck spot, but I'm using this paper, so I am just going to cut that right off, right along the side of the envelope. Okay, so I'm going to open up the top flap here, and I am going to spread my glue all around up to the fold line. Wow, missed that completely. And I am going to fold it over and glue down. And here you have your flap on the front or back side, whatever you call it, of your envelope. I just want to put this down just a little bit. Fold it, even it out just a little. So there's your back side. Okay, now we are going back over to the, I'm going to trim that off just a little bit. Okay, Going back over to the front side, and we need to grab our extra piece of paper here. Make sure my words are right side up, and we are just going to cover this, and I'm putting some more ink so I can see where it is. So we're just going to cover this right up here to that fold line. And I'm going to mark that so I can cut it, and mark this so I can cut it. So where did I mark at? I do that all the time. There it is. I always lose my mark from the paper to the cutter. And I'm going to cut off the length. Okay. Inking around. And I am going to glue this down. Make sure my words are right side up, and glue this right down. There we go. Okay, now for the top piece here, what I will do is take a piece of our scrap paper, and I am going to glue the flap and I'm going to put it this way, I think. So I'm just going to lay this down up to the fold, but not past the fold. And cut right, excuse me, and cut right around the flap. Sorry, being very quiet because I'm concentrating. Because as you know, I have to have it right under my nose, or it doesn't work right for me. Okay, so there's our flap. I'm going to ink around. Ink the white here. It's one thing about the one-sided paper, that white shines. Okay, now the next thing I am going to do is, and you have a choice whether you want to do that or not. I think it looks fine. Cover this little area right here with something, and that's what I did there. But like I said, I think it looks fine, whether you cover it or not. But what I did was take a little piece of book page, and I just cut it to the words all around, and then I am going to just trim it down to where it will fit inside the envelope. And I'll do that real quick without pulling my cutter over. Okay. And then that should fit right in there, like so. So I'm just going to ink the top here, and then put some glue on. Now, like I said, you can opt to do this, or I wouldn't think you would have to if you don't mind that little piece of envelope. I am just going to stick that right down in there, up to the line. But not past the line. There. Okay. So we have that. Next step, I'm going to take, I don't know if this will be big enough. I think it will be. I'm not going to do anything with this right now, but I can use that, okay? So what we need to do now is make our little closures, okay? And what I did was punch out, I'm going to use 3 of these. This is a file folder, so I'm going to put 3 of these together, and I used, whoops, sorry. I think this is a 1 inch, my 1 inch hole punch. So I am going to glue three of these together. Like so. Make sure they're as even as possible. So I have 3 of them, and I might as well just do the other 3 too, because we do need 2 of these. And then for the top covering, I'm just going to punch out the paper. Trying to get a pretty spot. Okay. And we are just going to cover those with the decorator paper. And I am going to ink around in case there's any brightness showing. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is take my pencil, put my little round, whatchamacallit, into one of these squares so I can get the middle. So put it into the square, and where the two lines cross, the two little white lines, that is approximately the middle of your little circle. So I'm putting one little dot there, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Line it up, eyeballing it where it crosses. I'm going to put my little circle. Okay. Grab my holy book and punch through both where I made the little dot. Okay. Using my pokey tool. Okay, and then I'm going to get approximately where I want this to be. So using this line here as the middle, I'm going to eyeball it and make another little dot. And then I am going to poke another hole. Grab my little brad. And spread its little wings. Okay. And then I am going to just add a little bit of washi tape over the top of that, just for extra protection. If I can find the end to my tape. There she be. Okay. And there we have our first little closure. Now, if you are anything like me, okay, at this point, you would say, or maybe before this point, how on earth is she going to get this one in there with that envelope like it is? I said the exact same thing. So let's put this on this side here, and then I will show you how we add the second little closure. So fit this right over here. Don't go over the fold line. Okay, like so. And then we are going to cut right around, whoop-de-doo, cut right around the flap again. And I'm going to ink Okay, and then we need to get this down here somehow. So what I am doing is grabbing a little ATC card or whatever you want to call it. I am going to round the corners because I always like my corners rounded. You can have like an extra piece of pretty paper. You can have an ATC card, whatever you wish. Distressing. I am going to lay this down with the flap not folding over it is what I prefer. And I am going to center this about where I want it, lined up with the top one. Put a little hole. Don't know if I can see it. Well, try that again and put another little hole. I mean, a little mark is what I'm trying to do here. So I want it right about there, like that. Boy, that's hard to see on there. I don't think I had, well, maybe I, do I? Let's see. I don't think that will even fit through the hole. Okay, let's try this one more time. I don't think it's going through, to tell you the truth. It feels like it is. You know what? I'm just going to eyeball it just like this. Put my little pokey tool and put it right on through. Ow. There we go. I need another little brad. In my little stash here. Alrighty. So we are going to, I poked it through. I am spreading its wings, and I am going to throw a little bit of washi tape over the top of it. Okay, now at this point you can decide, do I want to, depending on how big your decorator piece is here, you can leave the top open for a pocket if you want to. I had decided not to. I am just going to glue mine right down, which is what I'm going to do now. Get a good bit over that washi tape. There we go. And using the flap as my guide, I am laying it right where I want it. mushing it all down. And there you have your 2 closures. Getting some of my string here, and I'm going to tie it around. Tie a knot in the top one, not too tight. Don't need it too tight, but tie a knot. Cut this part off. Get me some string, and I am going to go around 1, cross over and down, and cut. And there you have our little closure. Isn't that cute? I just love these little things. I'll probably mass make a bunch of them just to have on hand. So over here, what I did was, all I did was glue on this one. I glued down, what am I opening that for? I glued down a piece of paper to write on. You can decide what you want to do. You could have a belly band and a pocket. You can have a little tablet of paper, which is what I might do this time. Let's see. Alrighty, and I am just going to mark this right about there. Three. I think I will make one more. And cut that right down to there. You can use any scrap paper or anything you want for these little tablets. Trying to even it up there, make a little, use my little tiny attacher. Gosh, I've been doing that a lot lately. And going to make sure it's right side up. And that looks like it will fit okay. I'm just going to trim this little bit off right over here, because I think it's going to interfere with my fold. Okay, cut that very straight. Okay, now I need something to put over the top. So let's see, just get a little piece of this here and fold it in half. Cut right along the fold. And put that right in there like so. Cut it even. I like to do this to cover up the staples. I don't like my staples showing. Some people do. It's your choice. I like to cover them up. So I'm going to lay that down like so. There we go. And then we can glue the back. Make sure we're putting it on right side up. Put that down right about there. Making sure we don't interfere with the fold line. Oh my goodness, these are so absolutely adorable. I just love these. Okay, now over here, you can opt for a little band. Let's see what this will look like. Let's see, I want it to be I think I will make it so it is I'm going to cut right across here, right in the middle between the letters. And I am going to round the edges. Ink. Putting some glue on the top and the bottom. And place it about in the middle, like so. Okay, and do we have anything? Probably not that. Oh, maybe one of these will, maybe not. I don't know, but let's see. That fits nice. Maybe we want one with a butterfly. Just a little card in there. And there you have our little coin envelope, flip open, paper belly band, little, whatchamacallit, to stick into your journal. I'm at a loss for words. Okay, guys, that is it for today. I absolutely love these. They are so fun to make, so easy to make. And I learned that little trick on how to put this one on without having to go through the envelope. I absolutely love that idea. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. And I'm desperately trying to make that 1,000 mark so I can have a wonderful giveaway for all you subbies. So, without further ado, I am going to say stay healthy, stay safe, and have a wonderful crafting day. Bye-bye, everybody.